2 of the 10 days of streaming. Trying to finish out the year strong since I've been weak as of late. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the newest release from Mastermind Creations, their reformatted line. This is their R45 Nemo the Surgeon and Motif the Archivist. So this is obviously their IDW Chrome Dome and Rewind, the bosom buddies, the best bros, the couple from another mother, whatever you want to call them. They're the duo that you see kind of most frequently paired together in IDW. So coming to the side here, we just get some images and renders. On the back, we see them all lovingly together, hands held in both modes. Top here, them sharing a glance, and at the bottom, some traditional warnings and so forth. I don't even know if these bars actually do anything here. I don't think they're actual UPC. So pretty standard packaging. Out of the box, we do get a little plastic clamshell as always. We get a set of instructions / comic book, issue 45, and also a set of bio cards, as you can see here, both doing a run. I actually would have thought it'd be pretty cool if they connected and shared one image. I think that would have been nice. They kind of look like they do, but it's not complete one image. Like I said, there are instructions. The instructions, these guys are pretty simple to transform, so the instructions are pretty good. And then there are images here for the comic. Again, arts and letters by Hino Mars 19 and story by Marty McPrime. It's called Survivor. Again, I've always said this. I haven't really read a lot of these, to be perfectly honest, but the artwork is really quite nice. It's really well done. Like, just these images here are really quite nice. Yeah, just the style. The artist is really talented. Oh, I didn't show it on the back. They actually used images from the comic in here. As far as other accessories that you get a little alternate head for Nemo. This one has his kind of microphone and antenna kind of thing here. He also comes with a flurry of additional hands. So he comes with a set of like bald hands, but he also comes with 2 extra sets. I forget exactly what these are called. How's it going, Kato? I forget the name of these, but it's like neuro needles or something like that, which you can attach. I showed these off on the official video manual that went live earlier today. Yeah, I was complaining to T-Man that I definitely bit off more than I could chew, promising 10. So here are the hands, and you can see his name is nice and blue. I made him and TM Reviews moderators. I figured out how to do that. So he has a regular hand here that's kind of calm and open. And this one, when I first saw it with the sample, I was like, what is this little remote control? But it's actually a little hand. The downside of this hand is, hey, Mandy Dennis. The downside of this set is that the hand is not white like it should be for their rewind, which is sad. Kato's, I know that they're rookie numbers, but 10 basically in a row. I'm probably going to take Christmas off, but 10 live streams in 9 days is a lot for me, especially if you've seen how lazy I've been as of late. So here we go. We have Rewind, or their Motif. He comes in his kind of like data cassette mode. Even the deco here makes it look like he has cassette parts, as well as the hands being positioned this way. He's nice and compact. And then we have Nemo here, their Chrome Dome. So let's see. Spin it around. He looks really quite nice. I actually will bring out the prototype version that I did previously, just to show you guys if there are any differences. I didn't really find any, but I just like showing off when I can to see if there were any noticeable improvements or changes between the prototype stage and the final stage here. But yeah, he looks really nice. The colors really do pop on him. This metallic blue here, the classic like medium brown / tan and red is very iconic of Chrome Dome. So I'm very happy with the final colors that they came out. This kind of cream color here also works really, really well. The wheels do work. They do spin. And that's really it for Chrome Dome. There's not much else that he has going on in terms of articulation. Rewind or Motif really has nothing at all. So let's go ahead and get started with Motif first, just because he's super easy, and we'll go ahead and get started with him. So the first thing you'll do is there's a tab connecting the arms and the arm and the leg, the front of the leg. You can untab that, and then you can also lift this up and bring this out. I kind of bring it out to the back or to the front, and then you can transform the arm right away. Coming down here, you want to flip up at this hinge. There's a tab on the toe or foot. You want to just pull that out and around, rotate the legs forward. To get to the to get to this, you can't just spin it out like you might think. You actually have to use the ankle tilt or ankle pivot. Then you can rotate this around and close it up. And then the heel, you just fold this up like that, collapse that in, and you'll see there's this little space filler here that they provide that fills in that gap so there's no hollowness there. And that's it. Pretty simple. Same thing on the other side. There's a tab here on the arm as well if you want to get that out of the way. It really doesn't seem to interfere, but if you want to be extra careful, you can do that. Get the arm around. Flip open this section. Untab here at the silver painted part. Get these down. Are you guys talking about the ability, the power that I've given T-Man and TM Reviews? The power of the moderator? I think he'll probably be the first to abuse it. He seems like he's one of those types. Lastly, you're going to flip open this panel, flip out the neck or head, and then you have Motif in his robot mode. Pretty simple here. Hey, Cap Poppy 521. I don't have any updated information on that. I know everything was kind of pushed back a little bit due to COVID and everything like that. But once I find out a little bit more, I'll let you guys know. But there is some renders of their first aid in the instruction manual. All right, so there's Rewind. Well, let's go ahead and do a quick 360 of him while we have him. He's tiny. He's cool. We'll just go ahead and do the full review of him first. Hey, Bakerton, how's it going? I hope MMC does Brainstorm, Ratchet, or Skids next. They're too important to ignore. I agree. Skids was really popular. He had a really big arc, so I'm surprised they haven't done him, especially given that when they released the official version of him, I remember he was super hard to find and got really, really expensive. So I hope they do him as well. All right, so as far as articulation goes, he's got a little ball jointed neck on his head. Again, really nice painted, clean details. I think this is probably the cleanest paintwork I've seen on an MMC figure in quite a while. Nice gold here. Even the gold has a red outline in these indents as well. So they did really nice work here. Even the small dot for his recording light is on there. He does have a waist swivel as well as an ab crunch, which is nice. Seeing this become kind of a standard articulation point really gives me a lot of joy. I'm sure T-Man, who's the articulation posing master of our group, he's probably happy about that as well. The shoulders do rotate around. Mine are pretty tight, almost a little concerningly tight, but they do go around. The pin joint goes up here to give you some freedom with the arms. Rotation here. And I remember Transforms Like a Guitar always wants me to do this pec fly, so I'll go ahead and do that. He does have that ability. He does have a single jointed elbow, but it goes all the way up, basically 180 degrees. And he has a ball pegged wrist, like so. All right. Coming down here, he does have a ball jointed hip, so he can come forward quite a bit, back all the way, out to the side 90 degrees. He does have a thigh swivel, which is pretty well hidden. He does have, I believe it's double jointed knees, but because of the molding here, he can't get as deep as you would expect from a traditional double joint. The new Planet X Shockwave looks like a good IDW substitute to. Oh yeah, that's true. Let's see who else we got going on here. We got an ankle tilt, and as we saw, the toe upwards and downward motion. No heel articulation, but if you wanted to, you could, I guess, bring this out for some extra stability for some poses, I guess. But that's really it for him. Again, for such a, I mean, he's not even super tiny. I would say he's bigger than the core class that we've gotten, that T-Man has done a review on. But yeah, he's still pretty tiny. All right, come on. Gotta make use of his ankle pivot to make sure he stands up straight. There we go. Now we'll roll in Nemo. There are no guns, T-Man. Yeah, no other accessories aside from what we've shown here. I don't know that they had guns in the comic. I imagine they all do. I mean, they're fighting a war, but I don't remember them having weapons. So yeah, let's go ahead and get him transformed. He's also pretty simple. What you want to come here, down here to his leg first, and you want to open up these panels. These will allow you to untab this piece here and this piece on the wrist. And you can pull out the arm. Just get it out the way for now. We're just going to deal with the lower body at first, and then we'll deal with the rest later. All right, so once we're like this, you're going to want to straighten this out, but you need to bend the knee so that you can get this around and to the side. Then you can straighten out the leg, rotate 90 degrees at the thigh, rotate 90 degrees at the kind of ankle joint. I don't know what you want to call that. Come down here, you on the wheel, kind of like their nickel, their knee, or nigh. I don't remember how they wanted to pronounce it. You pull this out. It has the same kind of deal where you can bring this down and it stabilizes by tabbing in with this arm here. So you tab that in very securely, angle it out. You do want to make sure that you don't like pull this all the way out, because then you don't really get the flatness here. You can see that there's kind of a flat side. You want to kind of keep it like so. And that's it for his leg. Or you can push his hip up. Same thing on the other side. We want to bend at the knee joint here while straightening out the kind of like thigh break. Get this wrapped around. Rotate here, straighten this out, rotate at the ankle. You can untab here, bring out the heel just a little bit, and just rotate this around until you get that tab slot and tab lined up. And make sure to push it in pretty securely so it goes all the way in, and that lines up like so. So that's the lower body. Coming up to upper body, we're going to deal with his arms next. His arms, you'll want to untab these kind of side panels here. You're going to rotate 180 degrees at this bicep joint. 180 degrees again just at this kind of armor. And if the fist rotates around, just make sure it's positioned the correct way. You want to fold this piece in. Fold this piece, that tabs in here. And then push back on the double hinge where it tabs into the outside of the forearm. Coming to the upper side here, the shoulders with his big hefty wheel, you want to untab this section. You want to bring this down and you want to rotate this wheel. You can see it's off-centered. You want to rotate this 180 degrees, and then this tab goes into the shoulder there. You want to bring this double hinge up and down, the kind of thrusters, and then you want to close this up. That's it for that arm. Same thing on the other side. Untab these sections here. Rotate at the arm and this armor piece, 180 degrees each. Rotate the fist if it twisted around. Close this up. Close this piece up. And then tab it into the side there. Coming up to the shoulder again, untab there. Bring it around, rotate 180 degrees, tab it down. This will flip in, close that up, and there we have the arms done. Last but not least, the center of the bot itself, the body. You want to pull this flap up, and this you can see it's on a rotational joint here that brings these panels to the back. like so. Then you want to flip these down, and you can see his iconic chest kind of V on the front. Next up, you have the front section here, which is tabbed in two places. A tab here on this kind of a front piece and another tab here. So you need to untab kind of both of those and pull this section out. And you can see the head reveal there. So once you're here, you want to have him in this kind of weird, weird looking, almost looks like a Star Wars droid from, what was it? Was it from Attack of the Clones? Kind of one of those droids for Star Wars. I'm not a big Star Wars guy, but I remember them looking kind of funny like that. So you want to flip that up, rotate this in, close that up, rotate this back. It almost looks like a motorcycle. I don't even know what those things are called, the main body of the motorcycle. Close that up, flip this all the way in, tab this into the chest while folding down the red piece. And with that, you have the whole prequel trilogy. Yeah, right? I remember it's from the prequels, but I didn't remember exactly which movie. But yeah, we got Nemo now in his robot mode. Let me scooch this up. He looks really, really great with his buddy here, rotating him around. I remember saying that I thought he looked very lanky, and looking back at the comics, he was indeed super lanky. He did have these kind of really big shoulders. The one thing I will say is I think he looks a little too flat, I would guess, especially from the side. He just looks like a stick. It would have been nice to have a little bit more, I don't know what you call it, just not curvature, but a little bit more bulkiness, maybe forward and backwards. But otherwise, he looks like a really accurate representation. The man that hates. Hey, empty collector, haven't seen you in a long time. I don't hate lightsabers. I just don't understand why you have you and Ron have 28 of them that cost like $200 to $300 each. Depth, yeah, some more depth to him, but or girth, something like that. In any case, he does look really nice. He does have, again, really clean paintwork. Again, this is something that I think they've done a much better job than they traditionally do. Yellow is typically really hard to get clean and get nice coverage, but they do a pretty good job here. The one area here is a little soft on the line, but otherwise, it looks really quite nice. He has some gold details in his eyes, his visor. But yeah, he looks really good. Let me bring out the prototype. The one thing I wanted to mention about the difference in the prototype is the head sculpt itself. You can see the head sculpt is significantly different. This one has no kind of middle brow piece that comes down. There's no details like around here. I wonder why they changed it so much. I don't know. I don't remember which one is more quote unquote accurate. But to be frank, I think I prefer this one, the prototype one. I thought they might have included it as an alternate, but the alternate has this antenna and microphone instead, which again still shares the same kind of middle brow piece that comes down, the furrowed brow piece, and overall same design. While this one does look, I guess it looks less chrome dome-ish, but I kind of like the look. It looks more like the drones, not from Star Wars, but from Prime, like those kind of drones from Transformers Prime. Anyway, I just wanted to show that off. Otherwise, I don't think there are very many differences in the sculpt or design itself from what I can tell. I just did a quick comparison, but the head sculpt really did stand out as really drastically different. I don't know if they got feedback. I wasn't following the thread on TFW or on Twitter or anything like that. Maybe they got feedback. Hey TM, how's it going? You can see TM, like I said, also has the power of the mod now on my channel, so be careful. All right, so articulation. I didn't talk about articulation with him. So he does have a ball jointed neck, and he can wobble all over the place. His shoulders can rotate all the way around, friction-wise, comes out to this side. He does have a bicep swivel that goes 360. He does have double jointed elbows, which get pretty deep. He has a ball pegged wrist, just like Rewind. He has a 360 waist, And just like Rewind, he does have an ab crunch. His hips, girty, nubby things can rotate around to get out of the way, forward and back. You can only go about 90 degrees. Come out to the side, you can go a little bit more than 90 degrees. A thigh swivel, which does have the notorious square breakup that I hate. He does have a single knee joint that goes fairly deep. I think it actually might go deeper than Rewind's double jointed knees. His little ankle rotational joint up here. He has an ankle tilt really high up on his foot. Is almost like mid-calf, which can also go forward and back. So that's kind of where his foot articulation comes from. He does have a little bit of toe with this chunky piece here. And then that heel that I said, you can position it in a couple of different ways. But yeah, that's it for the transformation and robot mode. Let me do one comparison. I brought out a figure I haven't shown in a long time, but he's probably one of my favorite, all-time favorite MMC figures. And this is their Spartan. Okay. So I wanted to show off how they look. Yeah, so they scale pretty well together. But like I said, he looks super lanky compared to their Spartan. This Spartan obviously has the repro labels on here, so he looks a little bit more decked out and fancy. But yeah, I've also been playing a lot of Metal Slug as of late, so I wanted to bring out the Metal Slug guy. All right, so I missed a lot of comments probably. Hopefully T-Man and TM were doing their job and answering a lot of these. Oh, yeah, great. So, Evil Ash, good to see you again. Evil Ash says, nice to have these streams so we can ask questions and see the transformation in real time. Nothing glossed over. Yep. Bakerton says, Pake, is MMC going to send you an Optus Pexis prototype? I was surprised for some other reviewer to show the transformation a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I actually don't know if they're going to send a prototype. I asked them about that, but since they were doing an update to the head, I don't know if they're going to send one. And I don't actually know who that other person is who did the other review, so I was just as surprised. Who knows, I might be replaced very soon. Let's see here. You don't have Generations Brainstorm, do you? I actually think I do, but it would be in my storage room because I might be able to find it really quickly, but let's do that towards the end. I have the Generations one with some Toy Hack stickers. Let's see here. Evil Ash says, you sold me on the MMC and DAG. I was going to skip them. Yeah, sorry about that, but they're a really good set. Top 10 anime betrayals. I don't know what that's in reference to. In any case, yeah, this is how they look together. Really quickly, I'm not going to show off all of the different accessories, but we'll show off the head that you can just pop off. The instructions say you can screw it off. The ball joint is big enough and loose enough where you don't really need to do that. You can just pop it on. It's very secure. You don't feel like you're going to break anything. As far as the hands go, again, the way this works is I would have really liked them to have put a white hand in here. That's a real bummer. But yeah, you just pull this off as well. Pops right out. Put in Motif's hand. Take out the right hand of Nemo. It's kind of hard to do with both these figures. I don't know what I was thinking. There we go. And then you can have them strolling along together. It's very cute. You have them looking up like, hi. Hey. But yeah, the bummer part is definitely that you can see the yellow hand. Honestly, I do think that's a little lazy of them, but probably the way it's molded, I don't even know how how it's even assembled, to be perfectly honest. How they got this all assembled. So, In any case, that's really it for that. It should be noted that you do need to have these hands. Oh, I didn't talk about the hands. Sorry. The pointer finger is separate than the other three fingers here, but you do need to have these hands installed in order to do the transformation. The other hands will not work, so just be mindful of that. Oh no! The joys of live streaming. Oh, I must have unpegged the foot while I was manipulating them together. All right, there we go. What do you do to keep your figures clean? T-Man has the correct answer, prayer. Yeah, I mean, most of my stuff is in some kind of shelves, whether it's detolfs or some other bookshelves or casing that's enclosed. I do have a bunch of bigger figures that are on top of my shelves that do get dusty, but they're really high up, so I don't see them anyway, so out of sight, out of mind. I think I would go kind of crazy if I had to dust them quite regularly. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get these transformed back to their alt modes, and we'll finish off the review, answer some more questions, and maybe I'll be able to... Oh, actually, what's it called? T-Man wanted to see if I had a brainstorm. I know I do have one, so give me a second. I'm going to give you guys... just give me 20 seconds. I'll be right back. All right, that was less than 20 seconds, right? So here's my brainstorm. I had him packed back up. But size-wise, he's obviously going to be very small since he's a deluxe figure. All right, so I did this for UT, so you at least better have clicked like. I had to go into my storage room real quick. But you can see just how how poorly they don't scale together. All right. So yeah, let's go ahead and get these guys transformed back. Oh, you meant the Voyager one? Oh, I did have that one as well, but I sold that one like a long time ago. So T-Man, sorry I can't accommodate that request. All right, so a bit of disappointment there, but T-Man's used to getting disappointed from me. So we're gonna bring in the neck panel or back panel, rotate in the head, close that up. The arm, we're going to bring, what's it, like this? Yeah, like this, up like so. Like I said, there is a tab here that goes into the back of his bicep, like that. Then we got to rotate the leg inward 90 degrees, flip this open, flip this out, get the ankle tilt joint out so that you can rotate the toe in. And this is going to kind of rotate in on itself. So really quickly, you do need to get this silver tab, straighten out the ab crunch, straight into kind of his armpit area. So you want to flip this up. Why isn't it going in? Am I doing something wrong? Oh, what happened? What did I do wrong here? Like this, yeah. This is right. I don't know why it's not going in. Oh, okay, sorry. I didn't rotate it. I didn't rotate it far enough. That's why. So yeah, go ahead and go in like that. This tab here is going to go right there. Bring this down, tab that in. You want to have this kind of closed like that and rotate it in all the way like so. And that's one side. Same thing on the other side. You need to rotate the fist out like that. Just get into position. Open up this section here. Flip this around like so. Rotate inwards 90 degrees. Flip this down and in. There we go. Tab that in. Tab that in. Tab his shoulder armor in. And this piece just needs to flip around the crotch area. And there we have him back into his data disk mode. All right. So coming back to the Nemo, the Chrome Dome. Oh, we also probably want to take this out. I don't think you can transform this safely with that head on as well. There might be some clearance issues. So with this head on, let's go ahead and transform him back. I actually like doing the legs first. So let's start with the legs. We're going to open up this tab, close up the heel. This piece has come around. There's a tab right there on the shin. I'm going to rotate this. Is it this way, I believe. Rotate this outward. Remember, we have to bend at the knee in order to be able to open up this cover here, which comes all the way around. Once you have that, straighten out the leg and then bend at the thigh, like so. And we're going to leave this open. Same thing on the other side. Open this up, fold this back and down, close this up, rotate here, rotate at the thigh, bend at the knee, open up this panel, bring this up and down, and straighten this out. So he looks kind of awkward here. I didn't mention, but you can have him kind of rollerblading around in robot mode without his foot toe tabbed in. So coming up here, we got to do the head first because the way this backpack kind of rotates, you need the clearance here for these shoulders to be kind of in this position. So the first thing we'll do is untab the chest and bring it down. Bring up the backpack. I'm going to rotate this around. Open up here. Flip out this windshield section. Tab this in. And when you flip this down, you kind of have to do a very interesting or weird kind of transformation. You have to tuck in his head, but then when you get to right about here, you need to push this on top so that when it closes, this comes in between the back of the head and the windshield or the cockpit, whatever you want to call it. And this will all tab down. So there's a tab for this cream section with the red front, and then there's a tab on the top of that. Why isn't this tabbing in? There we go. Like so. Coming to these chest pieces, flip this up, pull it down and around. Same thing on this side, just pull it down and around. Now we just have to deal with the arms. So the first thing we'll do is bring these shoulder pieces forward, bring this out and around. The wheels, untab, and once again, we're gonna have to rotate 180 degrees to get them showing like this. Flip this around, and this slot is for this tab here. Working with the arm, we're gonna rotate at the elbow. Well, let's untab this first. Untab this section, flip out this piece and this piece. We're gonna rotate 180 degrees at the bicep and then another 180 degrees at this armor. And the fist should have the flat side facing in. So the hands kind of are backwards here. You're gonna rotate back on this double hinge, tab into the forearm here, as well as the upper arm or shoulder there. With that, the fist will go right into this gap between the kneecaps. This tab will go into this piece here, and then this tab slot will go into this tab. And that will secure everything into place. theoretically. There we go. So same thing on the other side. We're going to go a little bit quicker. Flip this out. Bring this out and around. Untab the wheel from the shoulder. Rotate it out. Lock it into place. Make sure it's all kind of sitting square here. Armor is going to come up and out. This piece is going to flip down. Rotate at the arm. Rotate at the armor. The fist is already correctly positioned. Tab all these sections in. I'm going to tab that into the lower legs. Once all that's done, you can close these up. There's one tab here on the thigh pieces. And with that, you have Nemo back in alt mode. So that's it for the review. Pretty easy. We've already done this transformation review in the preview that I did. It's been a while now since I did that, but it's still very cool to see in color. It looks very nice. I still like this kind of. I think somebody said it kind of reminds them of the Batmobile from the Dark Knight trilogy. Kind of the tumbler with the two wheels here, and I think somebody also said it was like from a movie. What was that movie? Blade Runner? I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen Blade Runner before, but I think somebody mentioned that these look like Blade Runner vehicles as well. The back of Rewind, yeah, sure. There's nothing much to them here. Pretty plain. Just some gold detailing here. But yeah, that's it for the Duo. So let's see what messages or comments that I've seen or I missed. Let's see here. It took me forever. T-Man says it took me forever to find the Thrilling 31. I'm never going to sell them. How accurate is Nemo's alt mode to the comics? I do recall them showing it. I think it's fairly accurate, except maybe this front part might be a little bit different. But it's pretty close. I remember it being fairly close. Yeah, as T-Man said, the character is rarely transformed in IDW. You did see, like Hot Rods. You saw a couple times Drift's alt mode, and so forth. So in terms of that, they do take some liberties. I do know Milne actually did his designs and did show both alt modes for most of his characters. So if you look at the DJD, he did do designs that showed both modes. And I believe he said at TFCon, and when I talked to him at TFCon one year, that he did it with realistic transformations so that they actually could transform, not just bits and pieces that he could move and shift around. He actually wanted to design them so that they're engineered to transform. Hey Sardo, how's it going? I think Sardo's one of your regulars, isn't he, TM? Can you show IDW Drifter a similar mold? Yeah, I can. Have they said anything more about Rung? Not yet. Hey Matt, how's it going? So if you want, who did you want to see? Drift? Yeah, I can do that. I'm gonna have to run around again. Give me 10 seconds this time. Here's a drift mold. I don't know how useful it is as a comparison, given that I have him posed, and he's also in the wrong comparison mode. I guess I could show. I really like this pose, though. I don't know if I want to take him out of this pose just for TM. I guess I can. But then I would have to transform. Oh, that's what the prototype is for. I can show a comparison between this one and the prototype. Yeah, where is he? So here he is in terms of height. He is about a head taller. I know that's not a accurate measurement, standard length or anything like that, but you can see Drift goes to about his top of his traps. So now I gotta go repose this guy. I wonder how different the Ox Rewind will look compared to this guy. He should look significantly different. I mean, the design for... oh, actually, I'll do a quick comparison real quick. Since I do have one other rewind here, you can see this is from X-Transmo or KFC, their rewind. You can see just from even just this mode how different they look from the G1 iteration. The details are a lot different. He doesn't have these really long shoulders and everything like that. So the Ox version would look significantly different. And I imagine it would be a lot taller, given that their cassette robots like Rumble and Frenzy are considerably taller. Toy Dojo is really busy. They've been really busy. Obviously, he's coming into the holidays and everything like that. So he's hunting around the warehouse and the shop trying to get orders out and so forth. Who knows if MMC is doing the Autobot tapes though? They still are planning to do that. I would be really sad if they gave up on that line. They have some of the coolest designs I've seen in a while. MMC Grimlock is on hold. That's interesting that Lazy Azza confirmed that. So I think Planet X is doing a similar design from the IDW. So that is an alternative if you're really fiending for a IDW Grimlock. Kato, I think when he was asking where's at Toy Dojo, he meant the user Toy Dojo. They're usually in my live streams, but he's super busy as of late. But yes, he is in Austin, Texas. That's where the store is. Yeah, I prefer the Ox Ravage over the reformatted one. Actually, yeah, definitely. I mean, the Ox Ravage is a really interesting and cool design, and I've always liked how organic it moves. So. A much better design than the IDW one, just in terms of overall looks. All right, so I think I have answered all the questions. Hopefully I've done enough comparisons so you guys have a good idea of what you're getting into. I do like these figures. They are available from Toy Dojo. I think the set comes in at around 100, I want to say 140, 130. Something like that. So I think it's a pretty good deal for the twin set. I think the last duo set they did was Nickel and the Pet, and I think that was like over $100 bucks. I think this is a much better value overall, especially for characters that I think are much more popular. It'll be interesting to see if they do any kind of repaints. I don't know who they would repaint or remold Chrome Dome as or Rewind as. I don't know what they could do to reuse this mold. I know a lot of people always ask, they seem to ask this every time. There is no diecast in these figures. MMC almost never has diecast in their reformatted line. Very rarely. But yeah, so this was day 2 of 10 of the live streams that I'll be doing for the end of the year. Thanks for keeping me motivated, especially T-Man and TM. I will be back tomorrow. I think tomorrow I'll probably do the Emanation Works Goku, which I just got recently. And on Christmas Eve, I'll probably do actually an early morning live stream as opposed to an evening live stream since I have Christmas Eve plans. But I'll let you guys know. But yeah, it will all lead up to a New Year's Eve version where I'll do my top 5 winners and losers. Not necessarily my top 5 favorite figures or my top 5 worst figures, but the ones that impressed me the most and the ones that disappointed me the most. So, but that's it for me today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Tune in tomorrow around the same time, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and we'll be doing another live stream. Thanks a lot, everyone. Have a good one.